Stories of Subjectivity, Part 1, The Bathers by Pierre Puvis de Chavannes, from the permanent collection of the Art Gallery of Ontario. First view, the unbearable whiteness. My back is turned. He always likes my back, poses me many times to show it, and the long blonde hair. My breasts are turned, a different pose, but the same painting. I'm both women, it doesn't matter. The blonde white woman, so blonde, so white. He could paint a crowd of women using just me. I'm all women, but also the most beautiful woman. Skin so flawless, so white. Some say I'm little better than a whore, the artist model. But my purse says otherwise. My purse says I'm the pinnacle of womanhood, posed here for you. My skin is good, I'm not desperate. Standing as he placed me, sitting as he placed me. He says, my purse says, I say, I define womanhood. Second view, the Arcadian illusion. So is this supposed to be the skinny dipping promised land or something? What does he think? We're gonna lounge around with a couple of flimsy shears over our butts? He thinks I'm gonna turn my back? What? Is there a squad of sniper ladies just out of the frame with rifles ready, gonna take down any fuckers who might mess with us? Where is this sun-kissed, grass-fed, made-up Arcadia of his where I'm gonna turn my back? How old was I when I learned? We never turn our backs. Our skin has eyes watching every direction, always. How old was I when I learned? My body is not my body. It's a provocation.
Come on, smile. I just want to talk to you. Don't be such a stuck-up bitch. Such a bitch.
And then the fist. Even in his tin pot, stupid-ass Arcadia, I will not turn my back. Third view, the invisible subject. You, I'm turned to you, my love, with your butch hair and soft breasts, turning, loosening my hair. You watch me, see me, know me. I know you in the sun on the grass, looking up with your wicked grin, daring me. The world is far away. This is Arcadia, maybe. The world is far. My back is turned to laws that condemn me, parents who disown me, artists who erase me, all those who hate me without knowing me. You know me, your soft lips, your calloused hands reach for me. I reach for you, slowly opening to you. Your wicked grin, I dare you. Fourth view, the visible subject. I watched lots of lesbian porn at one time in my life, long ago. It was research. You think that's a joke? Like I would watch that shit for fun? It was boring. Yeah, I know. It wasn't really lesbian porn. It was straight guys' porn about what they like to imagine lesbians do, which is boring. The women were all chirpy chicks with no intensity. That was the role. They took direction. They were actors. One time, only one time, I saw people who I knew were dykes. The other actors might be dykes. They might be anything. They were acting. But these two were not actors. They were just dykes trying to make a buck. You could tell how they looked at each other, how they touched each other. You could hear the director in the background yelling,
No! Move your hips! Faster! Show your ass!
It was very low budget. It wasn't boring. It was awful. He just kept yelling at them. Those two women really needed the money, you could tell. After our research, we made lesbian porn, the lesbian kind. It was fun. We had money. We weren't desperate. Fifth view, the peripheral vision. My gaze on you, butch hair, soft breasts. Your gaze on me, undoing my hair. The spring grass is still damp, but you transfer to the ground. Show off. That's hard, chair to ground. But you look up at me with that cocky grin. Sure, you're a tough crip who eats big femmes for breakfast. Your chair is just out of the frame in this picture, but I see it. I see your car with its cool hand controls. You drive with concentrated joy. I don't drive. I can walk, but no driving. People don't see that when they look at me. They assume me normal. They assume you broken. But you see it. I see it. All the things you do to help me survive in this world that was not built for people like me, like you. I learned to hide. You learned to stare it down. Your calloused hands reach for me. I turn, slowly opening. Who made the frame that your wheelchair is always outside of? Part 2, Jeff. Jeff McMurtry. You ever hear of Jeff McMurtry? He was an artist and everyone's mentor. Mine too. He always pushed me. No more hiding, he said. Go harder. He knew what he wanted. That's why he pushed us. He wanted disabled artists everywhere, hard and unhidden. He died. His friend gave me beautiful bones from his famous bone collection. I wanted to make sculptures with them. His bones 1, his bones 2. Tried to make them. That was when my show, Constructed Identities, was traveling around Ontario. It was all these floating figures attached to grey panels. That's what I told myself. They're floating. Yeah. Some of them could be people who can't walk, but they're floating so you can't tell. But really, you could read them as standing. Most people did read them as standing. Jeff used a wheelchair. I had these beautiful bones. I was trying to make homages to him to ease the grief. Floating, sure. I'm a fucking disabled artist. Why was no one in my whole exhibit in a wheelchair? Because I never saw a wheelchair in art history class? Because chairs are complicated? Because it was too hard? Go harder, he said. Don't hide. So I made new figures, more and more, adding them to my show. His bones, too. His bones 9, floating, but not standing. Some floating in wheelchairs. They don't have to be complicated. Some sitting on the air. You screw up, and then you try to do better. Jeff was everyone's mentor. Mine, too.